Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Artero. I would like to start by saying thank you to the faculty, administration, and the board for the opportunity to address you all today. I was born right here in Los Angeles, and I couldn't have asked to spend my life anywhere else. I was officially adopted when I was a year old, but my adopted parents were in the delivery room the day I was born. I went home from the hospital with my new family that day. My birth mom is Korean, and my birth father is African American, which makes me a multiracial child. I couldn't have asked for a better family. However, the simple fact of being an adopted child became one of my greatest life challenges, as is the case for many adopted children. Shout out to my adopted kids, Throughout my childhood, my identity was something I struggled with a lot. Before New Roads, I went to an incredible, non-traditional elementary school called Play Mountain Place. At Play Mountain, we weren't forced to learn academics, but instead we played a lot. Through our play, we learned how to communicate our feelings to others and how to deal with conflict without blame. Play Mountain did a really amazing job of trying to incorporate all different cultures into our community. Every year, we would have a celebration for Black History Month and Dia de los Muertos, which is the Day of the Dead. And we even had a multicultural celebration every year. But at the time, I just couldn't connect with these celebrations because I didn't know what my culture was. You see, I've grown up in a household where neither of my parents shared my racial identity. And my elementary school was predominantly white. So when it came to my racial identity, I was all but lost. I started New Roads in 6th grade, and this is where my journey to selfhood truly began. For the first time in my life, I was surrounded by people who looked like me. I became friends with 2 girls, one who was Black and one who was Asian. Looking back, I think my subconscious kind of knew what it was doing. And as affirming as it was to be surrounded by people who looked like me, it also brought up a lot of insecurities and unresolved issues. While a lot more people shared my skin tones, I didn't act like them, I didn't talk like them, I didn't listen to the same kind of music they listened to. Consequently, for a really long time, I felt like I wasn't really a Black person and I wasn't really an Asian person because I didn't grow up with those cultural experiences. Well, despite this challenge, I was grateful to be guided by some of the most caring and intellectually challenging teachers in the city of Los Angeles. Ayanna and Shelton are but 2 examples of strong yet gentle Black educators who helped me understand that there is no right way to be a Black person, an Asian person, or any person for that matter. They taught me that the key in life is to live one's own personal truth. When I transitioned to the upper school, my full self-discovery and personal evolution continued to flourish. Academically, I grew to honestly love education, even though it was challenging and never came easy to me. At New Roads, my critical thinking skills exploded as I learned to go deeper with the literature we analyzed, and not to assume my conclusions, but to prove them. And most importantly, however, I learned to connect the knowledge learned in the classroom to my own living experience. This is when I learned to see my grades as a reflection of my effort and self-investment, and not simply as a stamp of another person's approval. For a multiracial adopted girl who struggled with identity most of her life, this was a huge milestone. Athletically, I grew through my participation in volleyball, soccer, and softball, because sports here at New Roads is more than just about winning. We learn so much about ourselves and others through playing sports here. Not only do our actual skill sets in our chosen sport grow, but we also gain connections with people we never thought we would have if it weren't for sports. For me personally, I learned to respect team spirit, and most importantly, what it means to be a good leader. Proud in my senior year, I was named captain of the volleyball and soccer teams. And getting to see the impact that I made on the younger kids on the team really pushed me to want to be a leader in other parts of my life. Hands down, the most important event that happened in New Roads in high school was that my vision of myself as a leader emerged. During my sophomore year, I was selected to represent New Roads at the National Association of Independent Schools Student Diversity Leadership Conference. This conference is led by college students and focuses exclusively on students' experiences with diversity, inclusion, and social justice. This is where my sense of personal identity fully emerged as I learned about diversity in all aspects of the word. Racial diversity, diversity within ability, religious diversity, sex and gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic diversity, and so many other forms of self-expression. Also, I learned about what privilege is, and embraced the idea that we are all privileged in some way, though it may vary greatly. The biggest thing I took away from this conference was the agency I have to identify myself the way I choose to identify, which helped me to heal my historical wounds around my racial identity. After my first year at SDLC, I decided to return so I could strengthen my leadership abilities and better support the realization of New Roads' mission, to provide an inspired college preparatory program for an authentically diverse student population that mirrors the rich diversity of Los Angeles. As you can see on this stage, they do a pretty good job with that. My junior year, I joined the Student Leadership Congress and learned to advocate for all New Roads students. And during my senior year, I started a new affinity group called the Multiracial Student Union. With this, my desire to become the type of leader I admire was complete. In closing, I would like to say thank you to some key constituencies that have played a pivotal role in my journey to selfhood. First, I would like to thank New Roads on behalf of the female students of color, particularly us melanin-enriched girls. Honestly, it's not always easy being brown or a black girl in a West Side private school. This is no individual's fault, but it is all of our responsibility to create a new reality that overcomes the sad legacy of racial and cultural exclusion. New Roads puts its heart into this effort. Here we have a voice. Here we are embraced for who we truly are as individuals. Here we can sport our natural hair and find love. Here we feel loved. So thank you, New Roads, from the bottom of this multiracial girl's heart. Next, I would like to thank my family, Grandma, Grandpa, Trudy, Mommy, Damon, my siblings, Abby, Ruby, and Laura. Thank you for everything you all have provided me throughout my life. My journey to selfhood wouldn't have happened if it weren't for all the love and support you've given me. Thank you. And to my parents, you've given me everything I could have asked for and more. You've given me a home with two guys who love me unconditionally. You've given me consistent support and empathy. And I can't imagine nor would I have ever wanted to grow up with anyone else. You have given me so many incredible opportunities. Not only have you been the best parents in the world, but you've been my best friends. And I hope you know I love you with all my heart, always and forever. Lalu. And finally, I would like to thank the senior class. Some of us have been friends since 6th grade, maybe even before that. And some of us have just gotten close this year. But I want you all to know that I've learned so much from each and every one of you about what it means to be a good person. I'm so glad that we've all gotten so close this year because I'm leaving this place knowing that I have 65 people I can always count on. And I hope each of you knows you always have me. Thank you for being my family. I have so much love and respect for each and every one of you, and I know you're all going to do incredible things. I now feel strong, confident, proud of my racial identity and cultural heritage, and I'm honored to call you all my family. Thank you.